Hi, my name is Sylvain Menard, and welcome to my portfolio. The goal of this portfolio is to present my learning in the UBC MET program in the last 3 years. In order to do this, I was looking for a metaphor to present my ideas. And as I was looking, I realized that there was a recurring theme in my courses. So I decided to go with the idea that teaching is like making connections. And this central idea revolves around three main ideas. First one is constructivism. The second one is connected learning. And the third one is connectivism. Constructivism is a learning theory, and a teaching practice based on constructivism is mostly about helping students making connections. This is how it works. I grew up thinking that learning worked like this. On one side, you have the students, and on the other, you have the curriculum. The role of the teacher is to learn the curriculum and then pass it on to the student. This model is based on the assumption that students' minds are empty vessels and they only need to be filled. It leads to such practices as having students to read textbooks or listening to lectures. In both cases, the information only goes one way. The constructivist model and the teaching based on the constructivist model is a bit more complex. It is based on the assumption that knowledge can only be built upon knowledge. Students are not blank slates. They come with pre-existing knowledge, and that's what they use to understand new knowledge. So let's use the idea of a cow to illustrate. The students have never seen a cow, so they can only construct the image of a cow from what they already know. To help them do that, I use my understanding of a cow and translate it into words. So for instance, I can tell them that the cow has a snout. They use the word and they go into their existing knowledge to see what matches a snout. And this is what they come up with. They have different experiences, so they would come up with different ideas. Then I tell them that a cow has some eyes that are quite far apart. Again, they look into their existing knowledge, and this is what they come up with. Then I tell them that the cow has a furry head and some small ears. Same process again. And slowly they construct the cow. Then I tell them that a cow may or may not have horns. Looking at their cows, they can tell me that a cow has a snout, furry head, white eyes, and some horns. But if I look deeper, I can see that their understanding is quite far from mine. So it's up to me to assess what they know and help them make better connections with their existing knowledge so that they can come up with the idea of a cow that is more universally understood. Now for the second main idea. Connected learning is a movement that taps into the potential of natural learning environments such as family, extracurricular activities, communities, jobs or career aspirations, and online spaces. The idea is to remove the barriers imposed by the traditional school system so that students can connect to those more natural learning environments and learn the curriculum in a more genuine context. This brings us right into the third idea, connectivism. Rather than looking at knowledge as something that we accumulate in our heads, it looks at our ability to create and maintain networks of knowledge. And it would look at each of these natural learning environments as nodes of knowledge. And the job of the teacher then becomes to build connections to those nodes of knowledge. So it's through those three ideas about connections that I've reflected upon my learning in my portfolio. As you visit the site, you'll see how they emerged, how they've transformed my thinking, and how they're affecting my practice, particularly in the context of the new curriculum that will soon be implemented in British Columbia. You can find your way around the site by using the menu at the bottom of each page. The bright orange node indicates the page you're currently viewing. You can access any other page by just clicking on the node. The smaller nodes lead you to some artifacts that are connected to the node above them. I hope you enjoy your visit.